Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Janine. I'm so thankful that you're here. Welcome! For those of you who are returning, thank you so much. I'm so glad you continue to be here, video after video. Today I am going to present to you a kind of brief review about two books that I have read this month, both by Rainbow Rowell, and that is Carry On and Fangirl. So let's get to it. Okay, so far, August has been a great reading month for me, and obviously that can happen when I'm trying to procrastinate from moving and packing. I mean, off work. I mean, right. So, two of the books that I read this month are by the same author. They're by Rainbow Rowell, who I had never read before now. I actually started with Carry On. It was an audiobook, so I was listening to it, and I knew, or I had a feeling that it was connected with Fangirl, but I actually had to look online to confirm. Once I did confirm that they were related, I told myself that I was going to stick with Carry On no matter what happened, because I do own a really wonderful exclusive collector's edition of Fangirl that is from Indigo Chapters, and I thought, you know, I need to read this so that I can then go straight into Fangirl, which I had been procrastinating on forever. I guess let me start with Carry On because I read that one first, or I listened to that one first. I did a lot of packing and cleaning while I was listening to it, but it was something that was very light and very easy to listen to while I was doing that. It wasn't like I was being super distracted or anything and couldn't follow. The plot of Carry On is about a wizarding world, kind of similar to Harry Potter, and it follows a character named Simon Snow and his friends. So the friends that I remember are Penelope, I think Agatha, and then Baz. So those are kind of like the four central characters in the book. They also talk about the mage and, oh god, what is the way that they put it? I'm gonna have to look this up. Ineffable? How does it not tell me? I have to go to the Google now, because Goodreads let me down. What? That's a lie. What's going on here? Oh. Okay. A wiki page it is. Oh, the humdrum. What was it called? Okay, the villain's the humdrum. I can't believe I have to look that up, but they have like a special adjective that they use for it. And watch me just like talk about it 7 years later. You know what? I have to just look it up now. It's gonna bother me. It's already bothering me. The humdrum Carry On. Thank God. It's the insidious humdrum. Ineffable. Oh my god. Okay, so the ineffable. The insidious humdrum is the main villain that they are fighting against. So, what can I tell you about this book without spoiling it? Okay, it is a book within a book. So Carry On came from Fangirl. The reason it came from Fangirl is it is the work that the main character is writing in this book. It being the first time I read Rainbow Rowell, if I were to have judged her solely on Carry On, I probably would not have read her ever again. But because I went out and I made that effort to ensure that I knew that Carry On was a book within a book, it made me commit to getting through it no matter what, and it also kind of gave me hope. So, in essence, what I'll tell you about my experience with Carry On is that it reads like a fanfic. And spoiler alert, it is a fanfic. So it's the fanfic from Fangirl, where the book gets its name from. That being said, I've only read one fanfic before. It was a Harry Potter inspired fanfic. It was quite well done, but it didn't necessarily read like a fanfic. So I found the tone of Carry On quite immature. Again, it makes sense because in the context it's being written by a teenager as a fanfic. Had I not known that it was from another story, like it tied in directly, I would have DNF'd it. I would have, which is, did not finish. It was not my thing. Again, I don't read a lot of fanfic. I don't necessarily, like, it's not something that I like to do. It shouldn't matter to me, but I just don't, generally. Because of how fanfic-y and immature it was, I didn't really enjoy it. That being said, I did like having the background of Carry On to go into Fangirl. So let's talk briefly about Fangirl. So Carry On is the book within the book that is being done here. The main characters in this book are Kat and Ren. They are twin sisters. The joke in the book that I believe that comes out is the parents didn't know they were expecting twins, and so they only had one name picked, and that was Catherine. So one was Cather and the other was Rin. I think Kath's name is actually Cather, and then Ren's name is Ren, obviously, so Catherine. But she goes by Kath. So we meet her, and basically she is transitioning into her first semester at post-secondary. She's right out of high school, and it follows her life and her issues that she has. She's very introverted. She very much lives in the online world and is having difficulty coming to terms with the fact that her twin, Ren, didn't want to live in the same room with her at college. So there are a bunch of amazing characters. There's Kath, there's Ren, there's their dad, and a boy named Levi, and a roommate named, oh my god. Okay, so then there's also Ren's roommate named Courtney, and Kath's roommate called Reagan. This was a very lighthearted book. It does deal with some more severe themes. There are maybe some content warning for, what do I want to say? There's some content warning for perhaps abandonment and substance abuse. And I don't know if it would be a content warning necessarily, but I find that, I am sometimes sensitive to injustice, so there's a bit of injustice in here as well. But overall, I'm so glad that I forced myself to finish Carry On and go straight into Fangirl. This was a wonderful book. I do really recommend it. This edition that I have, not to brag, is super gorgeous. And it's got some lovely artwork in it of the characters. Overall, I think it really captured the essence of moving away from home and kind of experiencing life as an almost adult when you're in those between years of going, like being done in high school and going into university or college and finding your place. I think the struggles of Kath are very relatable. Overall, I just really enjoyed how this story moved. I loved the relationships. I loved how it didn't shy away from talking about complex things, and that even just the nature of the relationship that Kath has later on, it talks about, you know, moving slow and respectful, and just I really enjoyed that. So overall, without trying to be too spoilery, I really loved Fangirl. You could probably skip out on Carry On, which is what Kath is writing in the book, because it doesn't add too much to the story, and I think Rainbow Rowell wrote 2, which is fine. I just won't be reading the second one. I do admit that books aren't for everybody. Please don't lambast me about whatever. You are always entitled to have your opinion. It's just not for me. Fangirl, though, so good, so worth it. I have one more Rainbow Rowell book on my shelf, which I believe is called Landline, and I might forsake my August TBR to actually read that one next because I did enjoy Fangirl so much. So, at the end of the day, it comes down to Carry On and Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. You can probably skip out on Carry On, but I do definitely recommend Fangirl. It's a nice light read. It is a young adult contemporary, and just overall I think it really encapsulates the young adult experience of being young and a new adult going into a new environment, which is of course a post-secondary institution. Thanks for listening to my review of Carry On and Fangirl. If you like this sort of content, if you like my videos, I please ask that you do subscribe, like, comment. I'm always here to engage. I love meeting new people. I want to talk to you. Have you read Fangirl? Have you read Carry On? Talk to me about what you liked, what you didn't like. Do you disagree with me? Do you agree? And have you read other books by Rainbow Rowell? If you have, what would you recommend? Please, no spoilers, but I'll see you in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, bye!